Hello everyone, I'm CrypticFox, and welcome back to the Future Trainwreck. We're of course playing Oxygen Not Included again. It's Tuesday night. Welcome to everyone who's already here in the chat. I see there's been some lively discussion going on while you're waiting for the stream to start, which is awesome. This colony we've been doing now, I think this is the third stream for this one. It started off maybe with not the most auspicious start. We had a little bit of roughness at the beginning where we lost a couple of duplicants, and then we kind of had to wind things back because of my inattention to the oxygen level. But now we're at a point where the colony's growing well. Everything's relatively stable, and we're going to have to work on a few things like making sure that we maintain good oxygen levels in here. So far, I've been using algae to this point to try to drive the oxygen inside our colony, but at some point I'll want to branch that out and maybe change it over to an electrolyzer system, so we're producing a better stream of oxygen that way. Hello to everyone who's saying hi in the chat. It's hard to catch everybody in there, but today I think what I want to tackle is we started last time on getting things set up for our natural gas geyser down here, so we had a power source that could replace our manual power generators, which really aren't the best use of our duplicants' time when we only have like 10 of them. So if we can replace that with a better power system so we don't have to run on the mouse wheels, that would be great. I'd like to do some more exploring today. We started a ladder down here into this lower biome over here, and you can see just right on the very corner of this nice cold biome down here, there's another ruin there. It would be nice to uncover. We made our way into the vending machine ruin up here. We found a nice little pocket of algae, which will be very helpful. So lots to do today, I think. Lots to grow and expand upon. And hopefully we'll manage to do that without too many deaths. I mean, so far we've done pretty well, aside from like the start of the colony where we had a really rough start and we had a bunch of duplicants die right away. I think for the most part everything's been relatively stable since. So as long as I can pay attention to that, I think we'll be doing pretty well. Now there's a fair amount of carbon dioxide down here. It's getting fairly highly pressurized. And I have a little bit of like the algae terrariums down here to help clean it up, but I think I'm going to need to do a little bit more of a serious cleanup job. So I'm going to grab a couple more of these algae terrariums. Now the trouble is they're going to consume water, and they're also going to consume the algae that we're going to need for the colony. But I would like to clean this up a little bit, and I'm not quite ready to use a scrubber yet. So down here is a room where we're going to have our why are you so hot? Jack Cantus is very hot. He must have been hanging out here in the hydrogen room. But down here we have our carbon scrubber, or carbon skimmer, I guess they're calling it now. The water purifier that we use to purify that, which will feed the water that we're cleaning, the water that we're making dirty out of here in order to clean the air. We're gonna clean it and put it back in the tank also. So we'll have a little bit of a cyclical system going there. In order to set this up, it's going to produce a lot of heat, so I left a little bit of space in there so we could put in some wheezeworts, and I started a little task for some of our duplicants to come out here and dig their way into a cold biome so they could get a hold of some of these wheezeworts. Now, the tricky part is they have to go a long way without any oxygen, so they're not really working super efficiently. They get way over there, they dig into it, and then they run out of breath, and they got to run all the way back and catch a breath. So that's maybe not the most ideal scenario in the world, but if we can dig in over here, I see there is oxygen here, so they can at least maybe get a little bit of a breath in there. What do I think is the most sustainable food source? I mean, since the update, mealwood works really well. It just keeps growing and growing. As long as you don't kill it off, it'll keep growing. It'll keep producing seeds. And if you look in here, we have 97 mealwood seeds now, even though we've been using that as our primary food source. So it's not really a big problem that way. You can just kind of keep growing it forever. And I am growing some of these like dust cap mushrooms down here just to make use of our carbon dioxide. But again, not really a scenario where we really even need this. They're kind of surviving mostly off the mealwood anyway. What is a shout-out? A shout-out is when people ask me to basically announce their name or their channel or whatever on the stream so that they can get some additional attention or what have you. Can you be duplicant? I'm not planning to bring any duplicants in today. We have 10 in the moment. Unless somebody dies and things go really poorly, we'll probably stay at 10 for now. I'm sort of working at the moment on... Oh, we ended up cleaning up the CO2 down here. So I have food down here that's supposed to be sterile because it was sitting in a CO2 pocket, but it looks like the oxygen's kind of wormed its way down here a little bit, and we actually have air down there. Funny thing, when it's pretty bad when you're worried about having air in places that you don't really want it. Why don't I use hotkeys? I don't know. I have a mental block against hotkeys. I don't know what it is. I mean, the reality is most of the stuff that you do on here isn't really, it's not really time sensitive anyway. So I don't know. I had a bunch of people ask me like forever if I could use I could use hotkeys, but it's just, or why I don't use hotkeys, but I just really can't get used to using them. I have a mental block. This is what I really want to finish today, though, is this this little scrubber scenario, because without this, I can't really get my power supply online. It's going to produce a bunch of polluted water, so I'm kind of trying to dig out more space down here, too, so it has a place to go. I don't want to flood out my batteries with it. What did I do? Yeah, all right, so we have the gas piping set up already. Liquid piping is still an opportunity. So we have a liquid pipe coming from our pump down into this space over here that we can connect in. They haven't even dug any of these out yet, so it's not really a big rush, but we're going to set this export pipe out this way, and then this pipe can go up. Actually, if I put this in the ceiling, they're not going to be able to reach. So I should probably consider doing this just a little bit differently. No, I think I got it in time. I'm not sure. Yeah, I did. All right, so we'll go like this. This way, they should be able to reach it this way, and I can return the pipe up here. And now we've got a scenario where I either have to like merge the pipe together or build a little tunnel. So I'm probably gonna have to dig a little tunnel through here, but we'll deal with that after. Welcome to your first stream, Chronos Gaming. I'm glad you enjoy the videos. I'll try not to kill your dupe. I can't make any promises, though. We have had some incidents in the past, completely unrelated to my playing, of course. I wish I could get a little oxygen room in here somewhere that they could catch a breath in between where they're going. But at the moment, I mean, it's all chlorine and hydrogen down here. There's really nothing they can breathe. We have a small little pocket of oxygen like trapped here that came up from the polluted water down here was producing polluted oxygen, and then we were cleaning it. But now it's just at the point where it's not really getting a chance to do a lot. It's all mixed with chlorine, so they're coming down here to get a little breath, but it's really not a lot for them. Yeah, that is my real face, sadly. So in terms of the emotes that you're seeing that Caitlin's using, the YouTube sponsorship thing came out of beta today, so it's now the full release launch. And with that, they added in custom emojis that you can have. So as you build up the number of people that sponsor your channel, you unlock a number of emojis. We're at the point right now where we have one emoji unlocked, and anyone who sponsors the channel can use that emoji in the chat, and so can I, of course. And then as we grow in the number of sponsors, then we'll get more and more emojis that we can unlock, and they're all custom, so I can just upload whatever I want to. I went to the Discord and asked what people would like to see for that first emoji, and this happens to be one of the emojis that are used in our Discord chat all the time. So consequently, it's now here in YouTube as well. That's right. That's right, Ray. I admit my lack of gaming skill. I know my limitations. I'm self-aware, mostly. I think what surprises me about our game so far here is that I haven't really been super careful down here in trying to manage the slime. But because this is so full of chlorine, there's no Slimelung living in the air down here. So the duplicants aren't breathing it in. So they can run through here without any issues. They're getting some surface Slimelung, but that's all getting cleaned off by the chlorine as they run around. And then when they come through up here, they're washing and stuff, and that cleans it off also. So what is going on with this sink? I feel like that's an oddly placed sink. So they wash their hands before going out into this. Well, see, it's fine if he's cooking, but for anyone else running by, they're just going by without washing their hands. I'm going to set this to maybe a dual direction. I'm going to wash going both ways. And I think I want to set this to a priority for dumping stuff out, too. They're not cleaning up the dirty water that's here, and it's producing some polluted oxygen on me. What if one of your duplicants dies? Can you make me one? I make no promises, but we'll see. Hopefully none will die. We made it all through the last stream without any scenario where anybody died, at least. Is the game muted for anyone else? Are you not hearing any game sound? That would be bad. Hold on one second. Come on. There we go. This is going to be one of those wonderful nights, I think. And it's funny. I mean, I think of all the places that these kind of problems could happen, the Future Trainwreck is the place that really should happen. So ultimately, it's just been really well named. Not only from the scenario of the duplicants dying early on, but now the technical challenges. What's going to be next? Something's going to explode in our colony. Just wait. Everyone will get sick all of a sudden, and we'll need a massive hospital room with 10 beds in it so they can all hopefully not die. That'll be my prediction. We're down to only 190 kilograms of algae, so that's going to need to be a priority. And we've got a bunch of it up here that we could be digging, but they're busy doing other things. So let's set this at a priority 6. Try and snag some of that algae so that our duplicants continue to breathe, because I feel like that's probably a necessity for life. Possibly. The future is now. I should really have called this colony the Once and Future Trainwreck instead of just the Future Trainwreck, because we seem to be doing it in a variety of different ways. It's been really good that way. These little algae trams are doing a nice job of cleaning up some of the CO2 down here. You can see them producing oxygen around them, which is good. So even if these things aren't necessarily running optimally, we've got a little bit of oxygen production down here until they use up their algae also. We're very, very slowly digging in over here. It's just too far away, and they don't have a spot to breathe in the way. If I had more algae available, I might be tempted to put a little room out here and put a little algae deoxidizer in it just so they have a place to breathe. Maybe once we harvest some of that, I'll do that. Because it won't have to run all the time, only when they go in and out of it. The train wreck forever, that's right. Pretty much it. Pretty much it. Hello in Brazil. Welcome to the stream. Hi, Malachi. How are you? The name should be the ongoing train wreck. It really should be. Man. This colony has had more problems than any other colony that I've had so far. Including the one where I was taking a duplicate every single time. If you count the technical problems. If you count those. All right, duplicates are all taking a little... Oh, I thought they were napping. But they're up here digging. They're getting a nice little collection of algae for me. So this will start stocking up here. I think over here... Where should we put that little oxygen? Maybe we'll put it like right in here. I don't know how well this is going to work. Because we're going to have all kinds of other gases and stuff in here. But if we could just do like a little room in here maybe. Like so. And actually, initially, I don't think I'm going to put... Oh, I got to put anything on the top there. So when we pump oxygen, it should clear all the gases out of here, and then we can close that off. We're going to need our little algae deoxidizer in here. This is going to be kind of an odd little room because it's not going to have anything but a small little pocket of oxygen in it. But I mean, ideally, they shouldn't have to come out here and produce or like do any work or anything on it with any great regularity. Let's grab a little wire. We'll send it all the way over here. Oh, you know, I used shift key so I could avoid doing derpy things with the wire, and I still did it. I'm going to go up here because I don't want to have it power the door when I ultimately put one on there. All right, so that'll be our little room. So that at least when they're working out here, they can get some oxygen, and then maybe they won't have to run all the way back and gasp for breath in the little pocket of air they can find. Hello, Sandbox. It is going relatively well. I say relatively because it's been an interesting start to the stream already. And actually, to make sure that I don't get any more of this hydrogen here, maybe I'll do the room this way, and we'll build a little ladder here, like so, and then we'll just put a little sideways door in there, and that way it should keep the oxygen trapped in here because with the hydrogen above it, it maybe won't expand out that way. So that, and then the hydrogen also won't go back in the room, which should be good. Am I going to do Worlds Adrift and some more Battle Royale? Yeah, so I uploaded a video for Battle Royale today, actually. Just something that I recorded the other night while I was playing. Worlds Adrift, I didn't bother getting a key for that just yet. So when I was playing it originally, I was playing in the alpha. And I heard they had a lot of issues with the initial launch. A lot of really bad lag and everything. So I wasn't really in a rush to jump in and play it. But it's also one of those games that I feel like it benefits from multiplayer play. I played it solo when I was in the alpha, and you can kind of build a ship and fly around, but then you kind of run out of things to do. Whereas if you're playing with other people, you can go on raids and do like sky pirating and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know. I haven't decided whether it's something I'm going to get back into yet or not. I've got so many of these open-ended games that I could play that can consume such huge amounts of time that it gets to be tough to do that also. You watch the post at 2x speed? I've never watched a video at double speed. I don't even know what that's like. Been off YouTube for a few weeks other than your streams. What is terroir? Terroir is it's a Tycoon game, but you're running your own winery. So you've got like you start off with a little crop plate, or a little area you can grow crops, a little space for your estate, and then there's like a natural terrain piece. I think it's a forest I started with, but it could be other things, I think. And basically you're growing grapes, and then you're producing the bottles of wine, and you have to kind of control how the grapes grow and how you mix your wines to try to get a really good quality bottle that rates well, and you sell it and make money and rinse and repeat. Then you expand on your estate by buying other land so you can grow other types of crops and stuff, and then make your estate bigger, get new equipment. It's basically a Tycoon-style game, but it's all about running a winery. It's actually pretty neat. Play more terroir. Yeah, I'll take a look at that. I mean, I got the code off of a promoter that I work with, and it's actually a pretty interesting little game. I wasn't really entirely sure what to make of it until I played it, but it's actually pretty fun. We'll have to start a brand new winery though, because I hate to say it, but I played a little bit longer after the recording, and it was in very short order we went bankrupt. Yes, the next Car Mechanic stream will be tomorrow night. I'm actually I just downloaded a mod tonight, so I think we're going to do the 1973 Porsche Carrera, which might be kind of cool. Air Geyser is floating in chlorine room, scrubbing room. Whereabouts? Oh, you mean down here, or somewhere else? This one's sitting here because I had some polluted oxygen coming up from the water down here. So I just had it cleaning up a little bit so it wouldn't continue on and get above everything else. 5:20 a.m. in Kuwait. Wow, I would definitely not be awake at 5:20 a.m., so kudos for you. I am not a morning person, though. I'm pretty much a zombie until noon. And it's only at that point that my brain starts to think about possibly maybe working. Okay, these guys are spending a lot of time running on that treadmill. I really need to, I guess they must have finished with the algae up here because they're all running down here now. Yeah, so they got a good pocket of that. We got 1,500 algae there. I kind of want them to prioritize this down here. I've had them running around and doing just a bunch of random things. But I'd like to get this done if I can. Trying to make some progress here. Yeah, hopefully they put the engine in the right place. That would be novel. It's always a bit of a gamble when you're getting the mods. Wait, I avoided what answer? Death that cannot be avoided. Do you drink wine while playing? Ah, I didn't notice that. No, actually. I'm not really a big wine drinker. I find it gives me heartburn. But I do like it. I do like it every now and then, like given the type, like a particular type of wine maybe. But I'm not really a big wine drinker. I'm really more likely to drink like a rum and coke or a beer while I'm playing. But I suppose if you had the game, you could certainly drink copious amounts of wine while playing. Just don't expect your Tycoon game to go all that well. 5 a.m. for a work shift. Yeah, I don't know how people manage it. I get heartburn mostly from red wine. It's the tannins that really do it to me. But sometimes white wine as well. I don't know. My body's in good shape that way. I get heartburn at the drop of a hat. I am in the right area for wine. You are right. There are a lot of wineries down here. You know what? I think it probably has a lot to do with the fact that there's so much of the wine that's around is all very young wine. So when you're drinking a young red wine, you're getting lots of tannins, and it really gets harsh. Can I read your last message? Sorry, it zooms in when I try to scroll back on the chat, which maybe doesn't look all that interesting as I'm zoomed in on a little rock there. Thanks, Caitlin and Cryptic. I totally missed what you were thanking me for, but nevertheless, you're welcome. Okay, this is they've got this all built in here. We don't have any power, of course, which is just a small little detriment to our plan. I'm gonna put a door here. Gosh, I don't like the idea of having a door here. Okay, let's try this. I'm gonna do a tile wall here instead. So let's cancel this. I'm gonna do a tile wall, and I'm gonna dig in from this side instead. And then they can pass the pipe through there, and I don't have to expose this area to the chlorine gas, which would be probably not so good. Never cared much for Niagara wines. Yeah. Again, I think a lot of it has to do with how young they are. You're not getting. I don't know. The older the grapevines are and what have you, the different flavor it produces in the wine, and the terroir where it's growing and what have you. Welcome to the stream, AJ Folsch. The air scrubber next to that room just built doesn't have a floor underneath it. Where? This one does. It's got floor. Should be fine. Oh, this one here. That's funny. All right, might as well get rid of that then. Clearly, what happened to the floor? There was one there. Hold on. Let's that sort of defeats the purpose of having this door here, I guess. I don't even know why. I don't remember why we put that door there. I think I was trying to control how much stuff flooded up the tunnel. But in the end, I guess it doesn't really matter at this point. It's all one now. For letting you know the next Car Mechanic stream. Oh, yes, yeah. So it's tomorrow night at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll be doing Car Mechanic Simulator 2018. There'll be a stream again on Thursday night also. I'm not sure what we're going to play just yet, but probably something with Kazi. Can they reach this? 1, 2, 3, 4. They should be able to reach that. Yeah, there they go. Now they're building it. This whole thing is going to be overtaken by chlorine at some point, because we're just pumping huge amounts of it in here. Down here, if they can get this built, we can go exploring too, which is good. I put a little door here because I want to try and keep some of the chlorine from escaping out into this other area. Because this geyser is just going to keep producing, and we're going to get chlorine everywhere eventually. Yeah, I know. Oh, I know just enough about wine to hurt myself. Ice wine, yeah. There's lots of ice wine and pear. Yep. I knew somebody that actually that had a fruit winery in the Niagara region. So they produced wine out of everything other than grapes. So they had like a really nice cranberry wine, peach wine, pear wine. It was kind of cool. Very different. And you know, you get into those whole debates with people that are really big into wine, where they're like, no, that's not real wine. It's not made from grape. It's not really wine. I don't know. It had alcohol in it, so it was good for me. The door was to stop the oxygen from getting into the chlorine, so they had a breathing pocket. Yeah, and it didn't really work so well, did it, when I broke that tile for whatever reason. You know what? I think what it was is it was probably a piece of like natural terrain, and I ran the pipe through it and broke it, and didn't really pay attention. Could be worse, I guess. Where did I put the gas pipe that was supposed to be in here? Oh, right. Let's see. We need ventilation. A little more gas pipe in here so we can have our little vent in here. So this is where we're going to pump our CO2. At some point, we'll maybe figure out a way to get this chlorine out here, too, which would be nice. Okay, they're building over here, so soon we'll have a little oxygen room they can breathe in, which would be good. Why the carbon scrubber? They only produce polluted water and remove carbon. Well, they remove carbon dioxide, which is going to be produced by our natural gas generators here. So these produce a decent quantity of carbon dioxide. So I'm going to take that and send it up here into this room. And then it'll scrub it, and it's going to take the clean water from this pump, make it dirty, send it through the purifier to clean it, and send it back into our water reserve. So we should be net neutral on our water consumption. What are we doing oxygen-wise? I haven't looked in a bit. Man, the CO2 is really still building up over here. Even with 5 of these things scrubbing, it's still going up. That's interesting. As long as we don't lose air pressure. As soon as we lose air pressure, that CO2 is taking over. Yeah, we really do need a water geyser. I haven't found one yet, and I'm surprised, actually. It would be really nice to find one, though. Because something that can give me a consistent supply of water. Because I can't really switch out of algae for oxygen production until we can get to the point where we have a steady supply of water. There's another ice biome up there. No geysers. They're hiding them on me. I wonder if I managed to get a world that doesn't have any geysers. That would really stink. No magic blimp. Yeah, sorry. I stream late at night just because with family and work responsibilities, this is pretty much the free time that I have. So I know it's not really ideal for some people, and it works out perfect for others, but they do produce water infinitely, but they don't produce it in like huge quantities. So they alternate between producing steam and producing water. So technically you can condense the steam and get water. They used to produce crazy amounts of water, and you could turn your whole colony into an ocean, basically. It's not quite that way anymore. Oh, good, they finished in here, so I can take this now. We got our plumbing here. Run this back over. Where am I going to have to run this to get it to dump? I'm not sure what they're going to be able to reach here, so I'm going to... I don't know. Oh, come on. I don't know that they'll be able to reach below the floor here. They might... That's 3 tiles over, so maybe not. We'll go right here. Nope, I can't put it there because there's already a structure there. Okay, that's not going to work. So we're going to deconstruct that. Nope, let's not deconstruct that. Kind of need it. There we go. I didn't have it built yet. All I had to do was cancel it. I am brains. And we might actually need a ladder to reach this crazy thing. Which kind of stinks, because it's sort of a waste of resources, but whatever. Alright, we get that built. That'll close the loop there, and then we'll be just about ready to turn these on, which would be nice. Oh, thanks, EJ. I'm glad I'm your favorite YouTuber. That's awesome. I appreciate that. Algae charms really like light, which make them more efficient. That is true, and we don't have a light over here. I did have a shine bug down here at one point, but it's apparently vacated the premises, either because I accidentally killed it off, or it just decided it didn't want to be here anymore. Oh, here he is. It's flying up and lighting up the bathroom for us instead. I guess I probably could, if we look in the... Where is it here? Where do they have the lights hiding? You know what? I don't know that I've ever built a light in this game, because I normally don't use the algae terrariums to any great degree. So I've always just found them to be kind of a waste of... Oh, furniture. Duh. So we could put a light down here. not with any real effectiveness. But we could put one right here, I guess. That would kind of light up a little bit. Sadly, it's going to require electricity, though, which is something we don't exactly have in a huge quantity. We'll see what happens when we connect everything up here. This is definitely going to overload the circuit when I connect things down below here, but we'll deal with that after. Would I like zombies and oxygen unincluded? We have a zombie Caitlyn in here already, so I guess we technically already have a zombie. Oh, look, they did reach that without building a ladder. Nice. All right, I can cancel this. Yeah, saving time. Okay, so our water piping is finished here, so that's good to go. Our gas piping, where is it? There we go. Our gas piping is finished, so that's ready to go. Our electrical, whoops, wrong overlay. Our electrical is not hooked up at all, so we still have to deal with that. I feel like we're gonna have to run. Oh, right, I can't run it through structures. Duh. Heavy watt wire doesn't go through structures. Okay, so I kind of want to connect down here. Like so. We'll have to destroy this door and rebuild it, probably. Well, unless it went behind there, I don't know. We'll have to double check that. Because they have it set up so you can put the wire down and then put the door down on top of it, but you normally can't put the wire through the door. So we'll find out soon whether that actually did anything. This pump down here, I'm gonna run the heavy watt wire all the way up. And we might as well just tap straight into the heavy watt wire here. Oh yeah, see, it definitely didn't work. This is gonna be the really ugly room down here. No one's gonna like it very much. Put a transformer on top of the scrubber room. Yeah, that's my plan. I'm gonna put a transformer up here and then run this pump and this oxygen algae deoxidizer off of it. And then I'm gonna run the heavy watt wire up here and put another transformer in here so we can send power into the colony from it. Yeah, the heavy watt wire doesn't go through tiles. Yeah, I actually don't have to hook it over the door. So what'll happen is, see, you can place a wire down. I'll destroy this, deconstruct the door that's here. And this door also will need deconstructing. So we'll deconstruct the two doors, put the heavy watt wire down, and then you can put the door on top of it, and it works. It just doesn't let you put the wire on top of the door. It's kind of a weird setup. Yeah, let me make some art. I don't know. I don't think it's gonna matter how much art you put in here. With the mess we left on the floor. Ooh, who's suffocating? Oh, okay. That's a little weird. Okay, how about you move to somewhere over here? Oh, why is he not going where I want him to go? There's no reason you should be, like, suffocating here. Move to here. Okay. What am I doing wrong? Can anyone see what's happening here? Why is this guy not going where he's supposed to go? If you put the wire bridge through the tiles, the wire bridge tends to overload, so I'm trying to avoid using that. Why won't you go where you're supposed to go? Tell me what you're up to. Suffocating hydrogen. Move to here. There we go. Jeez. Duplicants, I tell you. You can't even figure it out. Can you open the door and then the heavy wire through it? No, because it still technically occupies the space. I didn't have to remove his jobs. I just had to give him like a specific location to go to. I guess he didn't want to go to any generic space. It had to be an actual object. So weird. Move him in small steps. Well, we didn't have all that many small steps to move him. He just had to duck through the water, but we finally got that to work at least. Man. Crazy duplicant. I was just waiting for him to die. Oh, we got somebody with a little bit of a weakened immune system. Lady Miga. Lady Miga. Must have been out here breathing up some germs, maybe. I should go back up to 98%. She'll be fine. Okay, so I guess I should probably start to prep this because we're going to need a place to run the heavy watt wire. This is gonna be ugly because we're gonna send somebody up into this horrible, nasty mess up here. It's just a little nasty. It's still good. It's still good. So I'll dig out a space in here that'll provide a little room. A little room that we can build the transformer in. And hopefully this chlorine gas will go over there a bit too, because we're gonna run into Slimelung in here. Oh yeah, that's a nice, beautiful mess right there. Bad AI. Yeah, it's weird. You just like in and out of the pool. You couldn't handle it. The water was too cold. Didn't want to go all the way through. Yeah, there are mushrooms up above the ladder. I should grab those. And actually, they're in a space that's not full of Slimelung, so I can just cut through the wall right here and grab them. And we have a spot actually for 4 mushrooms down below. You know, maybe I should grab those. I just don't like the fact that there's polluted oxygen here. Food is decayed. Oh, why is this box still... Oh, right. These ones are set for a 6, and that one was still at a 6, so I forgot to turn that off. I was letting food just sit in the non-refrigerated area. Go me. Although what's down here now, there's not really enough CO2 to keep this all that fresh either. I have a little wall here so we don't have to worry about oxygen in this space. Add a wall tile to the inside of the first base. Is this what you meant in here? On top of the shroom farm? Yeah, that actually is a really good spot. I should move it over there. These are doing a nice job now. They got a little bit of light. Still, just barely kind of keeping pace with the CO2 production, though. The one thing you asked me not to do today... Hey, you didn't die. I saved him. I could have let him go. Have a good night, Ryan. Thanks for coming out to the stream. Move the boxes over the mushrooms, you think? Yeah, I mean, I guess there is a more consistent pocket there, so I could do that. Let's move our ration boxes over here. They're spending a lot of time kind of moving their food around. It's the sandwich shuffle. Hi, Deadly Diesel Torque. Welcome to the stream. I'm gonna have to do a little editing on the stream for that big section that it didn't work properly. Still don't have the gas vent in the CO2 room. That's okay because the generators aren't connected here either. Until they do the wiring, it's not really that big a deal. So here's where we'll connect this wire in here. And once they have that, but we can put a door on it. Same thing down here. Come on. Give me that magic. What is going on? Why can't I connect that? Connect. There we go. Like working on fast food, yeah. How do I read chat with both Twitch and YouTube? I'm using a program from Restream that actually takes the chat from both areas and combines it into a single chat, so I try to keep on top of it. Now, there's 142 people watching on YouTube and another 14 or so on Twitch, so sometimes I'm going to miss a lot of comments. So I apologize if I don't respond to something you might say in the chat, but it's really hard to kind of focus on playing the game and stay on top of the chat at the same time. But that's how I'm seeing both of them at the same time. You didn't miss a ton, Grizzly Bear. We almost lost Dragon. He was busy doing a little dance in the water. We've been working on building out a little scrubbing room down here to clean up CO2, so when we turn on our natural gas generators, we have a way to manage that carbon dioxide. We need to get some heavy wire run in here so that we can have a setup for for our power management and the rest of the colony, since once we turn these on, it's going to start overloading circuits. Thought the overlay was just for the stream. No, yeah. So it's actually it gives me a little tool, and then in the recording software, I'm just importing like a web address basically, and it's taking that same feed from the tool and laying it into the video, which is good because I actually have Twitch open right now. Oh, and I can see Simbro's hosting me. Thanks for hosting, Simbro. That's awesome. So I can see Simbro's hosting me, but I can't see any of the chat in Twitch, which is really weird. I can only see it in the Restream tool, so it's probably a good thing I have that. Welcome back, Kronos. I need to add a wall tile first before I dig into the transformer rooms. Oh, in here. Yeah, I probably should. If we add it in here, then we won't have to worry about any gases getting through. That's a good plan. Take some lovely cold medicine to fix your cold for a bit. Well, I hope you're not too sick. Do I know how to control the thermal aquatuner temperature? Yes, you submerge it in water. First 100 followers, yeah. I have, I'm actually up to like 275 followers on Twitch now. But it's interesting because I ultimately only ever have like maybe a handful of people watching the stream at any one time. It's kind of funny. Hi, Autumn April 1989. Yeah, so for the aquatuner, you want to have it submerged in water to manage the temperature. I know people have done some builds with it out of the water in order to try to manipulate the heat a little bit so they can... Oh, that's cool. I have a decent amount of oxygen in here. They can kind of manipulate the heat a bit and use it for producing things like steam and what have you, but generally you want to keep it submerged if you want to try to control the temperature of it. Sometimes I really wish these guys could build faster. Ooh, stress is at 50%. How's our general stress overlay look? Ugh. Alright. Maybe we can help a little bit with the decor in here. Anyone who goes to the hospital, I mean, they're having the true hospital experience. It's not a pretty place. Let's maybe put some pictures in there. I can't put pictures in here, unfortunately. We can do this here, and we can do a sculpture block over here. I think I intended to put a sculpture block there, and then I forgot. So we've got that. I could put 2 sculpture blocks here and 1 over here. Trying to make sure this place is as nice as possible. You know, so there's only so much we can do with it, but, you know, if we can get at least relatively nice, that'll help with stress a bit. When they go to bed, they de-stress too, so, I mean, that's not really that big of a deal. They're sleeping in a really nice area, but... Yeah, I can see how you might want to watch them at a later time. Yeah, pretty bathroom. We've got a super fancy bathroom. Although, depending on which way the statue is facing, I guess they always face left, but if the statue was facing right, you'd be watching people in the toilet, which is maybe not so cool. So happy that finished art no longer holds a status number. Bothered you for the longest time. Oh, yeah. You mean like in terms of like a priority, you mean? Yeah. You have to pump out the other gases in the room before I dig into the gas geyser. I'm not super worried about that. It's going to damage stuff a little bit, but they'll go fix it. There's not that much gas in here, ultimately. There's Slimelung in here, though. Ew, Slimelung. They will build faster if I have 40 dupes or so. That is very true. They'll also die faster. Because I'm not producing enough oxygen to manage a colony that size. Nor food. So they're doing well food-wise, but ultimately... ultimately, there's not nearly enough food for that size of a colony. Yeah, I'm not really big on the ceiling lights. They produce heat, and I normally try to control the heat that we have in the center of the colony. It's already bad enough that we have this little power production scenario here. The sooner I can get rid of this, the better, because it warms things up in the middle of the colony. I don't like that. I mean, overall, it's still relatively temperate, but it's not... I don't like having that heat source there. What do I have them working on now? Let's prioritize... They're sleeping now, so I guess they should prioritize sleeping, but... Get them to build this out, so we can get our wire finished down here. Hopefully we have enough metal. I don't even notice. I should probably double check that. So once we get all that wiring built up, that'll be ready there. I might put like a manual power generator on this thing. Actually, I could have left this open and had one right in there. Just because I'm going to have to prime this, right? So the trick here is I need to get this gas pump going once we're into the natural gas so that it can send the natural gas into the generator to produce the power, which they can then use to power the gas pump. So it's going to be kind of an odd little cycle. I might even be able to put a manual generator down here in the chlorine. They won't be able to run on it for long, but it'll help a little bit. I have a few iffy artworks in the base. Do I? Oh, yeah, there's a few of them there. Yeah, just a couple. And they're not really doing a lot for them. Well, these ones are fine. I mean, they're not the best artwork, but these ones maybe I could probably destroy them. And we'll get some decent artwork in there to help out a little bit. Not that too many people are going by this compost pile anymore, but glorious light. Nothing beats Stickman. Yeah, it's not a large viewer game anymore. I mean, I'm probably get more viewers for this than anything else because there's not as many people streaming Oxygen not included anymore. But that's okay because it actually gives me a chance to kind of chat and interact with people too, which is good. Yeah, the veggie ones are okay, but they don't produce the same amount of artifacts. Decor. So I kind of want to have that as much as possible. I don't remember why I have this ladder here. It's like a phantom ladder. Do you know why you can't tag me? I have no idea why you can't tag me. Do you mean like to do an @CrypticFox in the chat, you mean? People using the outhouse by the medbay? Oh yeah. Let's turn this off. Disable this for now. I may not be signed into chat. I mean, I should be. I'm running the stream. I have no idea why it's not working, to be honest. I saw some people had tagged me before. I don't know why you can't now. The usual crate. Feel bad for the poor dude that has to run all the way to the bottom of the chlorine pit and then has to run on a hamster wheel. He's not on the hamster wheel yet, I guess. I could probably put it up here and just connect it at any point. The trouble is, it's gonna supply power to all these things along the way, so the likelihood it's gonna get down here to the gas pump isn't so great. It really is ugly down here. That really is like the death pit. Send people down to the chlorine pit. Let them all die. When's the next winery Tycoon coming out? Honestly, I don't know. I only just recorded the first one the other night. Build a dining room above the food storage. Well, yeah, I guess I could, but I mean, at some point later, I want to build a better kitchen in here, so they can actually have like a little cook station. We can make fancy food. Fancy foods. How to make you see my comment? By commenting. I can't catch everything. I tried to, but efficient gas pressure 60.1 plus or minus for natural gas gen if you want smooth startup among multiple generators. Yeah, I mean, I can see a lot of what gets said, and no, I guess maybe that's not true. I actually miss a lot. It's a pit of pure chlorine gas. Yeah. Yeah, it's not pretty down here naturally. Okay, so we've got the wire all built down here. So okay, I can put my doors in place now, since it'll let me do the door over top of the wire, just not the wire through the door. Which again makes no sense to me whatsoever, but that's how it works. Stress is creeping up. Yeah, it's at 66%. What's this table set at? Do I not have this thing plugged in? Why is nobody using it? Probably just didn't have priority. Ooh, that's gonna be an extra 240 that's gonna draw. That's not so great. Yeah, I hate tapping into the power that way. Hi, Fun Vids. Glad you could make the video, or the stream, rather. Yeah, I miss a lot of what happens in chat. Yeah, I probably shouldn't even lie about that. I catch maybe like 1 thing in 10 that gets said, if I'm lucky. Lovely acid green color. Yeah, that's the trippy room. Everyone goes down there to trip out. Who is high on stress? So Bargarol is high on stress. There he goes. Now he's on the table. Okay, so that'll help. I mean, it'll help in the sense that he's going to relax, but it's not going to help anyone else who's going to have some stress problems, or some power problems rather. He just cleaned that stuff and then dumped it right on the floor. What a mess. Okay, I built these over here. I want to set these up for 6s. We'll put these back down to a 5, and they should transfer all the food over to the new storage boxes, and then we can destroy these two. Should you go to bed and get rest because you've been up since 5 a.m. and sick, or keep watching so you can protect your dude? Well, I don't know that watching is necessarily going to keep him alive. But also, if you go to bed, I make no promises about his survival either. Not that there's any implied threat there. Can you make a water lock by the hydrogen pump so it doesn't leak out? Which hydrogen pump are you referring to? I have a chlorine pump. They would just build this door for me. That would be great. Let's maybe get a little 6 on this. A little 6 on that. I will see whether they're going to generate any power down here. I don't know if anyone will actually run on it if I connect it down here, but we'll find out soon enough. If they do, it will be. I think it'll be kind of interesting. I'll be a little bit surprised. Just a little bit. I don't know what you're saying. That's absolutely right. I'm clueless. Destroy food box up top. Well, I have it set at lowest priority, so yeah, I can destroy it now. Deconstruct. I can deconstruct both of these. I lower the priority on them, so at least they would empty them. You've got no choice now. You're stream hostage. We're so close. Just a little bit more, and I can finally get some power going in here. Which would be good. The nice thing is, I don't actually even have to power these before I get things running, because I can just pump this room full of CO2 without really any issues. Speaking of which, I should put a gas vent in here now. Yeah, I know, Ray, you get a lot of entertainment out of bugging me. Sometimes I cry myself to sleep at night. You see, he has pretending skills, catch only the important parts. That's right. Got it. Welcome back, stuff and more stuff. Long live Dupe Dragon. Yeah, it'll be really nice to finally get some power going in here, because I hate running on the treadmills. Maybe it's because I'm inherently lazy. That could have something to do with it. Let's see. We need a power transformer. We'll stick that in here. It doesn't really matter where I put it in here, I guess. Stick it over here. I'm going to put a little floor in this space. There we go. Soon, my little minions, we'll have power. There's no point in having a ladder there because they're not going to use it. Up here, I could send somebody in here to dig. Dig a little tunnel in here, little minions. And then dig up this stuff. Some super shrooms. Have a night, Chronos Gaming. Thanks for coming out to the stream. My life goal is completed. CrypticFox cries himself to sleep. Next up, destroy Kazuya's self-esteem. You say that like we have any self-esteem. We got nothing. Okay, prioritize. You obey my priority. You have to prevent stress, disease, starvation, suffocation. It's very fun. Several older vids you can watch. Oh, yeah, sorry, I must have missed a comment from somebody. Yeah, there's kind of a lot to balance in this, and they keep adding more, too. I probably should have checked the timer when I logged into the game. I think in a couple weeks there's supposed to be another update coming out. No idea what's supposed to be included in it. Okay, so now I've got this going, and I neglected to dig a hole in the wall over here, which is kind of important. Let's get this dug out. Let's do that at high priority. Dig this out. We'll finally have our gas in here. Come on, a little bit more, and done. Now lock this door, and lock that at high priority. Somebody lock the door, please. Someone lock the door, please. No, don't go in. Just lock the door. This is where you lock the door. Lock the. There we go. Okay, we've got power. So it's gonna get some mixed gases in here. So it did a little damage, but not much. We're pumping our CO2 up into this space. These are now getting power. Ta-da! Okay. Good. Okay, so we have power production down here, a tiny amount of storage, but I'm gonna want to expand on that because that's not really enough battery power for how much power I'm producing. Why is there no level gloves you can have to move critters? I don't know. It'd be really neat if you could carry the little critters around. I did find some Weezeworts, but they haven't dug their way into them. They have so little oxygen. By the time they get over here, they got to run back and take a breath, so they dig for such a short amount of time. I'm building an oxygen room here, which they haven't finished. Let's maybe get them to do this now. So if they can finish that up, that would be good. And then in here, I'll put a little power transformer. Throw some heavy watt wire on this. I'm gonna need a wire bridge. So we'll throw that on there. And then I'll need some regular wire to run off of this to go up to our wire bridge. Once we have that, I can disconnect the wire here, get rid of it altogether, and that will let me send the heavy watt wire all the way up top. We'll have our first small functioning power grid there at least. Next, only updates in 2 weeks, 1 day. Oh, it's October 4th? Sweet. Who's the dupe caring for the dust caps? He must be a fun guy. Ba-dum-bump. We've got this poor little hatch down here that doesn't get to eat either. He gets to look at all the mushrooms, but he can't eat them. I kind of like that. We're torturing him. A little bit. Only a little bit. Actually, if you look at the critters next to a dupe, they're not as small as you think. Maybe 2 dupes could wrangle a critter. Maybe they're just light. You know, they could be relatively large, but not, you know, not too heavy, possibly. Algae alert. Uh-oh. Yes, we are out of algae. We're going through large amounts of it now that I have those little, the algae terrariums in use there, too. So I should probably make sure that I focus on keeping a good supply of algae in the meantime. So we're gonna probably have to cut through. What's the easiest way to get this? We're gonna get chlorine gas if we get into here, unfortunately. But it's probably still the easiest way to go. So we'll dig across here. Actually, we can get right in here without getting the algae. That'll be good. Or not the algae, the chlorine. Algae alert! Woo woo! Red alert! Things are going well. They're going well. Okay. Let's get this built as a priority now. Because, you know, why not have multiple things a priority so they don't do anything I want? You'll be both beta. I haven't mastered it yet. Keep trying. I'm not a sadist. Mostly. Although I do like games like Dark Souls. So I don't know that it necessarily says good things about my sense of self-worth. Tell you a dad joke. Have you heard the one about the sidewalk? Okay, they reached the top mushroom. These up here? Yeah. They can jump up 2 tiles, so they're good. They've got that, but it did make a little bit of stinky air here, so I'm going to just do a little deodorizer here just to clean that up. Might take them a while to get around to building it because they're busy digging everywhere else in this place, but... Can you pass through the ruins to get to algae? It already has an airlock. Yeah, I mean, I kind of could, but I don't think I really necessarily need to. I'm not super worried about this gas up here. Eventually, I could put in a door here if I really wanted to try to control it so I don't get too much of it back, but not super worried. I really would like to get these Weezeworts over here, though. This is only getting small amounts. I wonder if can I put I should have put like an atmo switch in here so that it will only pump when it gets to certain pressure. Just to try to keep control of the temperature, because it's going to be really hot down here. These things are going to overheat relatively easily. Need a few more dupes. More dupes means more oxygen, means more food. Okay, let's check my power grid now. Everything's looking... It's going to be a little overloaded here, so let's cut this off. That will take care of that. So this lower section is now kind of self-dependent. Which would be good. Oh, they're digging down here. Nice. We're going to get into the little ruins down here. Oh, it's another one we can improve a duplicant on. And there's some sleeweed there, too. Hi, Alabac Boss Can. Glad you like the videos. Thanks. Yeah, you haven't seen me play Dark Souls. It's yeah. If you pretty much take a drink every time I die, then you're guaranteed to have a fun night. We need the Kazi emote. Yeah, so the Kazi emote will unlock when I get up to 5 sponsors. So we have 3 sponsors currently, so we only have 1 emote open. When we get up to 5, then we'll get a second emote, and then it grows progressively. I think the largest number, when you get like a ton of people, like 6,000 sponsors or something, then you unlock like 50. But I'm not going to hold my breath on that one for a while. Who was the zombie? It was Caitlyn that was the zombie. There's zombie Caitlyn in here somewhere. Where is zombie Caitlyn? There's zombie Caitlyn. Level 17 runner. Oh, it's too bad we can't change them, like change their profession. Call her like a level 17 biter or something. Okay, I'm going to get rid of the wire that's in here just because I don't need it. And it'll clear up some space for me. So we'll stop powering this door. And then I can connect to the same wire off of this, ultimately when I get this little transformer thing going. So we'll need heavy watt wire. It doesn't really matter what I make it out of, I guess. Perfect. Okay, we'll send this up here. I just hit shift and I still made it derby. Okay. There we go. Little fancy wire in here. Boom. Bob's your uncle. Self-dependent? Self-sustaining? I'm not sure. Did I say self-dependent? Either way, if they're dependent on themselves, I guess that's fine. Zombie Keelan's a runner zombie. Yeah, you gotta be careful. The fast zombies, they'll get you. Get you every time. I want to turn this off for now. Let's disable this building. We'll let some CO2 build up because I want to see how it strides itself out. I think the CO2 will sit below the chlorine, and if it does, I can open up a little vent here and let the chlorine out. Hopefully. We'll try to get that room so it's mostly CO2. They're so close. They're still running back here for air, and it looks like they're still digging here. And instead of prioritizing this stuff, which I asked them to do, maybe because I didn't tell them to dig it. There we go. Gotta be really specific with these guys. Don't tell them to dig it; they just won't. Algae. We're all out of algae again, man. All right. It will be nice when we can get to the point where we're not reliant on algae again. I've noticed with this particular update, the algae dependence is very real. Until you can get a good supply of water, like you pretty much have to rely on the algae. Does chlorine help with the germs in the slime area? It absolutely does. Yeah, it kills off the Slimelung germs that float around in the air. So you'll see how like our duplicants still have immune system at 100%, but they're running around down here a lot, and there's Slimelung down here. Like you can see the germs. They're just not in the air because the chlorine gas is killing it all. Oh, you figured out how to chat again. Welcome back, Cryptic Duplicant. Still no algae, I know. How's our air? I mean, we don't have any algae, but we don't exactly have any air problems either. Yet. That can change in a heartbeat. But they're just about at that point where they can get to this at least. Somebody, no, build the floor. Okay, now you're gonna go to sleep, and then we're gonna have this floor here that's gonna let all this wonderful hydrogen gas into the space, which I guess is not that big of a deal because it won't go down. I just don't want a duplicate to fall in here. That's my luck. A duplicate will fall in for sure. Made the corner room, I think, rather ugly for your dupes. Yeah, it's super ugly. Anytime they have to go down there, it's not good. Not a good day for them. That's like the worst job in the colony. Hey, you. Yeah, you. Go down in the chlorine room. Do some manual labor. They'd like that job. Last year we were trying to save a dupe by having it dig down and fall, but they jump now rather than fall. Huh. Yeah, talking about air, we're not making any. I know. It's okay. Our air pressure is still super solid up here. And we are still making some, because we're getting some from the algae terrariums, but we'll get the algae soon, and then production of the oxygens will begin again. I think I'm going to do a little ladder here. I don't really mind that the hydrogen gets up here, I guess. Just do a ladder here. We'll dig out this. Dig out this stuff. Hopefully this little plant will drop off. Very nice. What's the concentration of CO2 around the mushrooms? Pretty high. 1,400. And up here we're at like 1,300. So realistically, The pressure that's here for this carbon dioxide, it's at like 1500. It could start to expand outwards if this air pressure doesn't go down. Or sorry, if the air pressure does go down. So it's not going to take a lot for the CO2 to start expanding, but once the air kicks in again, there we got some more air production. Once we start producing more air again and build this pressure up, it'll go down again. Ultimately, I'm going to set a pump down here, probably in this corner, to grab the CO2 that's building up here and send it down into this CO2 scrubbing room, which is nicely quickly filling up with CO2, which is good. I can see the chlorine gas kind of building up there. So I'm going to try and put a little tile here and see if I can get it to evacuate itself. Probably will just let CO2 out with my luck. Have an empty planter of the mushroom. I do. It does. But I don't have a fungal spore to put in it right now. We're short one. Need one more. Do a lot of experimenting with this update. I found use a lot of algae for the purple. Yeah, there is a lot of algae in the purple biome. That's where I found like most of the big pockets of it. Oh, look. Wait a minute. Insufficient copper. Aw, come on. Come on. Okay, let's change over to gold, I guess. Because who doesn't want gold wiring in their home? Like so. Now we'll finally get that finished, and then we can finally turn off what we've got going on in here power-wise. I would still like to have a battery bank in here, but I think maybe I'll put it up top. Let's make some gold battery. Ooh, actually, we'll make some iron batteries, because I've got tons of iron and not much gold. Put some iron batteries up here. The death pit with CO2 and chlorine. Not really. It should. I mean, some of the CO2 might come out here, but I'm hoping the chlorine that's trapped over here will make its way out. Oh, now we got chlorine going in instead of CO2 or instead of coming out. If I get this just to filter over here when the. All right, maybe if I turn this back on. Able building. So if we can start drawing the CO2 down here, so when it comes out, it gets drawn down. Hopefully that will let the chlorine that's in here push its way up out this airflow vent. I don't want to leave that there too long, though, because I don't want the CO2 coming out. Maybe I should convert the slime into algae since we're starting to run out. Yeah, at some point I should do that. Now that we have our power system set up, that's more feasible because it takes power. Not that this is running right now. Why isn't that running? Do the natural gas generators turn themselves off when power is not required? That's an interesting idea. Huh, cool. No wire connected. What's not connected up here? Oh, there's a tiny little wire segment there they haven't done. Come on. Give me that last little section of wire. This game's really just about practice, I think. It's really just like a function of repetition. And when you build enough colonies up, you kind of get a sense of what works and what doesn't work and what you want to build. And barring that, I mean, there's I put out some tutorial videos, and there's lots of information you can find online about how people are doing things. Because certainly there are far more than one way to solve the problems in this game. Which is kind of cool. I like that it's like an infinite play, because everyone who plays it is going to play it a little differently. I believe the generators will also stop if the exhaust pipes are blocked or overpressure. You're right, it does, yeah. So we've got just like a little bit of chlorine gas like trapped over here in this corner, I think. Oh, there's polluted oxygen over there. Alright, so I don't want this tile here anymore. I know this is really lame because I just built it. But we let some of the gas out, which is good, and now I can just replace it with a regular tile. Set that a high priority. But the tiny little bit of gas that's left in there, it's not going to cause any problems. Be cool to see what kind of kids they have. You mean the duplicants? I don't know. Do they even have a gender? It's a little hard to tell. I mean, some of them look more female and some of them look more male, but they could be just androgynous. Water alert! Water alert! Wow, we went through a lot of water fast. How did that happen? Is it all standing in the... It must just be in the pipes. What can we do about that? Yeah, I'm pumping a lot of water through the pipes. So there's a ton of water standing in the pipes now, and it drained that tank fast. All right, so I'm going to take the water that we have over in this space, and we'll use a little bit of... Borrow just a little bit of that power, and we'll send it... Oh, gosh. What a mess. All right. This is gonna be really sloppy, but whatever. This is so messy. But we'll go this way, and I'm gonna pump the water that's down in that little space over there into this one over here. Where is my power? Make some iron wires, which doesn't sound terribly power conductive to me, but whatever. Whatever works, I guess. Oh no, don't want to go there. Go right down the ladder. Like so, and then I should dig this out so that the water that's on the higher part here can get out. So this whole process here is net neutral for the amount of water. So theoretically, this shouldn't really go down that quickly. Theoretically. However, it's that's definitely a lot lower than I would like it to be. Considering it was up here. Oh, actually, we can't even reach the water now. Come on. Where can I put this that's actually going to reach the water now? Where's plumbing? Liquid bottler is going to have to go like... Ugh. Really? Oh, there is no good place to put this over here. Alright, we'll put it there, I guess. Ugh. Gross. And I'll throw some mesh tile in here so that way the water can still get through. That is horrible. That's going to be our next crisis situation. That water for sure. No question. Haven't seen a stress relief table in a month. Paint is really effective. Yeah, well, there is a stress relief table up here. And they are using it a little bit. But it's definitely not something they have to use a lot of. If they spend if they spend a lot of time down here in the chlorine gas, it's not a nice environment for them. Not only is it really ugly from a decor perspective, like it's really gross. But and a lot of that's from the heavy wall wire even. Oh, I'm producing oxygen over here, and I'm not trapping it. Duh. So not only is it really ugly over there, but then they can't breathe properly either, so it's not good for their stress. Prioritize. Build me a door. Oh, look, we get the Weezeworts. Okay, so I'm going to need, in this room here, I want to cool things. So let's do, in the decor, I want this little flower pot. I'm going to put one there and one there. We'll plant some Weezeworts in there to help try to keep that room a little colder. The spores are multiplying. Which ones? Which spores? I'm not worried about those ones. They're stored in a place I don't have to worry about. Oh, up here, yeah. These ones aren't going to be pretty. Again, not super worried about it at the moment, but you know that's not ideal. They're not running on the treadmill anymore, so I just recovered 2 duplicants that were spending time on that, which is good. Look at all the seeds. Mealwood seeds forever. For days. Let's do a little storage collector down here. So part of the reason why I've got poor decor down here is these seeds that we're leaving on the floor. Duplicants do not like a mess. So I'm going to do a storage container, and we'll set it for the mealwood seeds, and they can store them all in there. Can duplicates pass that to build that town at the water tank? Oh, no, they can't. You're right. That's going to be a problem. Let's deconstruct this. I mean, we don't really have a huge need of the water because we've got tons of food right now. Actually, we're overproducing food at the moment. The wash basins will need refills of the water, but not with a super high priority or anything. We're getting a decent amount of polluted water in here that's like crazy full of germs. So at some point I'm going to want to try and deal with that, but I really was hoping I could find a geyser that would produce some heat for us, and then we could use the heat and an aqua tuner or something, but I don't know. Plant a fungal spore, not disease. Say hi if you read this. Hi, Calitotos. Repeat. They cannot get to the water bottler. Thank you, Simbo. Sorry. $164 kilograms of algae. Man. Oh, they really dug this out well. All kinds of chlorine in there now. More algae. Need more algae. We're going to have to start... I think you're right. We might have to start using slime to produce our own, but I don't even know that we have that much slime. If we look in the organic, what have we got slime-wise? 7,225 kilograms, which is... I mean, it's a fair amount, but it's not like... It's not ridiculous amounts. The trouble with that is we'll produce natural gas also. So I might have to dig into this space and maybe create a little room we can do that in. Where's our refinement? Refinements are... No, not the fertilizer. The algae distiller is what I want. What's this do? Polluted water, heat. Okay, so actually it's just polluted water. I don't even have to worry about that. That's not a problem. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and dig into this space, and we'll make a little place to produce some of our own algae in here. The trouble with tribbles. Hi, King Bowser. Well, we've been digging up lots of algae, but we're kind of on the hunt for it now. There are some smaller pockets, but we're not finding really big pockets. Food decayed. Oh, look at that. We either cleaned up a lot of CO2 in a short amount of time, or this air pressure just got to the point where it's crazy. I can't keep the food containers in CO2. That's funny. Okay, let's set this for seeds. I want this to be mealwood seeds. We'll set the priority 6. Play a little bit of cleanup. That'll help the decor, which will help the stress. It'll keep all the seeds off the ground, too. Does the brain ability transfer device ever recharge? No, it's a one-time use only. When's the next Oni stream? I generally stream Oxygen Unincluded on Tuesday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern. Which is tonight. For me, anyway. Depending on where you are in the world, it could be tomorrow, I guess. Those stills are pretty tall, aren't they? Haven't made one yet. Yeah, they're relatively tall. I think they're 3 or 4 tiles tall anyway. This, you know, the issue in here is going to be there's Slimelung in here. So when we dig in here, at least the chlorine will help deal with what's in this space. I'm actually kind of surprised that with all this polluted oxygen in here, the Slimelung isn't floating around in there, but I won't complain about it either. Future people of Tomorrowland. Future Trainwreck of Tomorrowland. Soon the mushroom will be filled with oxygen. No, I don't think so. This just gets more and more pressurized. And there's only limited spaces in here. I mean, we're not cleaning the CO2 that's down here. This is going to stay pretty much the way that it is. Because it's not like they've stopped breathing. Like they're not. It's not like they're not producing CO2 anymore. Oh. Okay, so that's where some of the CO2 went. We squished it up into this corner. We have a CO2-filled bathroom. That's not ideal. We kind of squished it over sideways, probably because this pump was working for a while when this one wasn't. So this electrolyzer was producing oxygen, building up pressure on this side, which squished the CO2 to the right and allowed it to kind of squeeze its way up here into the wonderful little bathroom space. How many Weezeworts do I have? I don't know that I've found any yet. Let's find out. I have not. So, excuse me. There's a Weezewort here and a Weezewort here, if I can get to them. They finally have a little oxygen room so they can breathe. They won't have to run back as far. They're still going to, though, apparently. Have fun. Enjoy your trip. Where are they going? Oh, that was a long way to go for a shower. Wooden doors fix the CO2 problem in the bathroom. Yes and no. So if I put doors in here, CO2 from above would get trapped in that space. And so would any CO2 they produce when they're in there. So one way or another, they're still going to be dealing with it. They can hold their breath while they're in there for a while. It's not going to kill them, but I would like to get rid of that, ultimately. Day 500 with no stress and minimal loss of life. That's awesome. I don't think I've played much farther than 200 and something. Mostly because I enjoy building new colonies. So by the time it gets up to like 200, I feel like I'm just kind of lather, rinse, repeating. I'm not really doing a ton. Food's not in a sterile environment. It's not anymore. It was. A little irritated about that. This water's building up in here again, which is good. We are going to need to clean polluted water at some point, though, because we're not producing enough. Oh, look at this. We're almost down here. Oh, right. I almost forgot about this place. Okay, so let's get a ladder down here. I want to send a duplicant over. And we'll Add them to the brain trust. See what kind of skill they get this time. I keep getting the same one, the Sunny Disposition one. Put food in the chlorine soon. I mean, I could. I mean, it would definitely sterilize it and keep it clean, but I was trying to avoid having to have like any unnatural chemicals in here. And if I put it outside of there, then they're constantly running out of the colony to go get food, which I guess is fine. Just not really how I wanted to tackle it. How do I think I'll sanitize all the dirty pee water? Well, I mean, we have a couple of options. So we can heat it up, and if we heat it up, then that will take care of a lot of the germs that are in there. But then we ultimately still need to clean it. So we could clean it by running it through a water purifier, which produces, unfortunately, decent amounts of heat. So that's not necessarily optimal, and it also consumes sand. And how much sand do we have? Filtration medium. We have 79,000 kilograms of sand. So I mean, we could actually use a water purifier for a while, and that would help. And now apparently, like when you run it through the water purifier, you'll also get a certain amount of the scrub. Cryptic, can I please be the one to go to the brain machine? I'm a zombie. I need to consume those brains. I feel like somehow that's appropriate. Need to disable the showers. They're wasting water. There's no such thing as wasting water. The showers kind of help a lot with stress, though. Not that it's in a great place right now. We're at 62%, but Temperature actually works just as well as the aqua tuner for heating up. Yep, and it consumes a lot less power too, actually. Now the tricky part is to run an aqua tuner in here. I'm going to need to send heavy watt wire over, which is going to be a problem. I guess I could send it all the way underneath the colony and then come up on this side. We could send it through this little metal door. Oh no, as soon as I open that door, the water's going to flood out. I could probably break through here and then send it in. So I think I've already started digging in this space. I think I probably will just send my heavy watt wire all the way across. And we'll come up from over here. I kind of want to explore down here anyway, because there might be another big pocket of algae that we're not seeing, which would be very handy. Since we're all out of algae again. Drat. Alright, hold on. There's more algae here we can grab. Digs for me the algaes. Make Caitlin happy. Give her brains. Thank you very much for the super chat, Ray. She did donate or something. So there's a little $ button on the chat there. If you click on that, you can do super chats. That's what Ray did. And for any message that's like $2 or more, it lets you attach a message to it also. Hi, CW Transform Animations. Long time no see. Why not use a tepanizer? Mostly just because it doesn't actually clean it. It just heats it up to get rid of the germs, but it's still got to clean the water. Super chat didn't pop up. It does. So I have like an audio thing, but it seems to be super delayed. Oh yeah, we got a Weezewort. Okay, so there's one. You need a lot more mods if you're gonna get verified. I'm not sure I understand what you mean. Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, I actually I do get a notification that's separate in the super chat, so sometimes I'll see it before it shows up in the regular chat. It seems to be really funky in terms of the timing of it. I don't know why. Do I have any news about what will be in the next update? No, I don't actually. I haven't really seen anything. But to be honest with you, I've been really busy lately, so I haven't checked. However, there is a clay stream that takes place every Thursday, and I'm kind of hoping they'll showcase some of that. Oh, I need to do something here to keep this nasty water from flowing out of here. And then they should probably mop up what's in here. I'm gonna get soggy feet, and duplicants don't like soggy feet. Why can't you donate from iPhone? I have absolutely no idea. With the iPhone, are you just watching on the YouTube app, or are you using the YouTube Games app? Because I think you might have to use YouTube Games, and then it might work. Yeah. So when I started streaming, I didn't have any mods at all, because I was just starting out. I had like basically nobody watching. I had no clue about what was required. I just sort of started doing it. So I ended up picking just a few people, and then I've gotten to know those people, and I feel like I can trust the way that they're gonna act, and they're gonna moderate for me, which is great. But I'm not really into like just picking random people anymore. I want to be a little bit more selective, specifically because the channel's grown a lot since that point. I think it's gone up by like 10,000 subscribers in that time frame. And I'm streaming a lot more consistently too, with a fairly decent number of people that come and check it out. Next up, we're putting the surface and solar plot. The surface. Oh man, I'm really looking forward to that stream on Thursday. And I hope they show some of that. Do you think they'll add mods to the game? I don't know. Maybe. I'm not sure what you would mod in this though. I mean, granted, somebody will figure something out that they should mod, but for me, I have no idea what I would mod. In fairness, I actually don't use mods a great deal in any game. The only one I'm really getting into it now is that I'm going to start getting some more mods in is Car Mechanics Simulator 2018, because the mods add in additional cars and stuff that aren't in the core part of the game, but normally I don't really play too much with mods. Collect ice and store it over the water tank. Yeah, we can actually store some clean ice. That would work. Why did it sound like a duplicate was getting beat up? That was a little weird. Let's put we'll put 2 storage containers here, and we'll see what we can do about storing some clean ice in here. It's gonna take a while for it to melt, though. Ice in the storage containers for some reason just takes forever to melt. Heavy wire bridge mod? Yeah, that would be cool. I mean, I could almost see them just adding that on their own anyway. Don't have like 0 dislikes. Yay! It's almost always 1 dislike. Somebody almost always hits it. Like every time. Stress is at 61%. It's staying relatively stable, so I'm not super worried. Oh, look at that. I'm trying to create containers where I can't even reach. Let's go like so. Actually, this water filled up relatively nicely. That's enough water to last us for quite some time still. What did you miss? You've been gone about 20 minutes. I don't know. We've dug in over here. We got Wheezewort. Planted that over here so we can try to cool this room down a little bit, which would be nice. I'm gonna plant a second one in there, because those things produce a lot of heat. We got our little oxygen room finished, so when our duplicates are out here in the deep, deep reaches of the colony, they have a place to go to breathe. There's some more algae there, which would be handy. Since we still don't have any algae. Uh-oh. Okay, algae is going to be a #1 priority at the moment, because I'm going to start to suffocate soon if I don't make sure I keep the oxygen pressure up. Man. I mean, there's little patches of it all through the swamp biome, but I hate digging all the way through there to try to find it. Oh, there's another one. Look at a little locker. There'll be some snazzy suits down there. Should we go lockers here? This is a cool little base. Okay, let's assign this to Zombie Caitlin. Put mesh on my ice lockers. Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, it doesn't necessarily matter too much, but we'll do that. Ultimately, I mean, it'll flow across the floor and drop down in there anyway, but it's probably better if it just drops straight in. Talk about Factorio CrypticFox. When are we going to play? That is a splendid question. I don't know. I played it a little bit, but I'm having trouble getting into it. Start my algae distillery. Yeah, that's probably something I could do too. I find with this game there are just so many things I'm thinking about doing all of the time that consequently I get super efficient at not doing anything. Let's use some mesh tile in here. Let's send the mesh tile all the way across here because... Actually, no, I don't need mesh tile in all this space. We use regular tile in here. Bloop. And we use regular tile in here. Dig all this out, and we're going to run some heavy watt wire here underneath our colony. Food is decayed. It's really bothering me that that's not a fresh space anymore. Okay, liquefiable stuff can go in here. We want specifically snow and ice. We just don't want the polluted stuff in here. And liquefiable in here, snow and ice. Oh, you know what? If I was smart, I would just go copy settings instead. Duh. Hello, James Harden. Algae upper right. Algae upper right. Where? Where? There's a tiny little sliver of it there. A little bit of it here, I guess. I guess I can build a little ladder here and get what's left here. This will last at least for a tiny bit. That's not going to carry me very far, though. I think I'm going to get rid of a couple of these... a couple of these algae terrariums, too. They're consuming some of it. Red alert, no algae. I know. I know. So far, our oxygen's in kind of an okay place, but that's going to go... Oh, look at all the CO2 up here. Oh, that's going to get ugly quick. I have such high-pressure CO2. 2,100 grams of it. Oh, yeah, that's going to expand fast. Suffocating. No, Zombie Caitlin, no! She's standing behind the chair, but in the chair. Okay. Oh, look at that. We just gave her diver lungs. Deeper diver lungs. Caitlin's brain is still vibrating, but she never felt better. Acquiring deeper diver lungs. This duplicant is talented opera singer and snorkeling instructor. Air consumption rate minus 50 grams per second. And she just peed on the floor. Oh, way to go, Caitlin. She's so excited she peed on the floor. But at least she got some air, so that's good. What's in here? Let's rummage in these spaces. Should be some snazzy suits in there, which helped out with decor, which is not too hard to take, particularly since I don't have to build anything to get them. You started suffocating and I gave you diver lungs. Yeah. That's the trick. You got to stress the duplicant in a particular way when you put them on the machine so you can get the trait that you want out of them. That's what I'm going to go with. He's coming into the CO2. Get right into the CO2 room in order to breathe. That's just messed up. Okay. How's our air? Still holding out. Mostly because I've got the duplicants off other places breathing. Where they're consuming the air, we're getting lots of CO2 buildup, though. This needs to be priority, for sure. Actually, I don't care about this. Need more algae. More algaes. Okay, so we've got... See, here's the thing. I've got like 10 duplicants, and I want them to do like 100 things at once on me. So I want them to go dig that algae, but I also want them to build down here so I can build up my scenario for my algae production. Of the word rummage, yeah. Deeper diver lungs oxygen truly is optional. That's right. Stuff and more stuff. Can we let go with the whole I'll have your soul stuff? That's really kind of... It's not cool. Started a new game recently as of a few hours ago. Never knew the germs would be hard to maintain. Yeah, so what I found with the germs is that the first couple times you play, you might find them a little bit tricky until you figure out sort of how to balance it out. We've been staying pretty consistently at 100% immune system, but mostly because they're running around through tons of chlorine. This chlorine geyser is largely what's keeping all the germs suppressed for me. So all the spaces I'm digging into, we're not getting any in the air. So then the duplicants aren't breathing them in, and then they're not getting sick. So granted, they're holding their breath as they run through the chlorine, but it's doing good things for us that way. How is our temperature in here now? Yeah. Gross. It's gross. Small amount of algae, so we got oxygen going again, so that's good. That'll give us time to dig up more. Yeah, stress is high. It's at 71%. There's not really a lot I can do about it at the moment. They're spending a lot of time in those areas that are really kind of nasty. When they're sleeping at night, it should go down a bit because we should have a better decor rating in here now. Maybe I should build a second massage table. Where can I build a massage table? Let's see. Right here? It's a natural pairing. Massage table and kitchen. I don't really have anywhere too many. Oh, I guess I'll put it over here. Bloop. There we go. I wonder if there's a random chance that my brain machine give you a horrible negative trait. Not that I've seen so far. I mean, personally, I keep getting the same one. That's like Super Diver Lungs is a new one for me. But I keep getting the same ones. Oh, they rummaged. Oh, cool vests. Those are no good. An intact office desk decorated with several personal belongings and a barely functioning computer. Decor +5. Primary element neutronium. I wish you could like move these things. It'd be really cool to take it and put it like up in your colony. Even if it serves no purpose, it would just look neat. Could get stressful. Gotta gotta relax. Well, we actually have 132,000 kilocalories, so I don't even need to produce food right now. Cool vests fitting, yeah. Well, I mean, they're good for hot places, but do you have a medical dude to assist with the med bay? I'm pretty sure I do. I'd have to cycle through them all, but I know we have at least somebody that has good medicine. If we take a look at the jobs, man, they're getting good at everything these days because they've been doing so much. They're even good at the hydrofan, even though they haven't used it yet. So massage, aid. So we have basically Superwoman is good with aid. She's at medicine of 7. She's pretty much our only duplicate that's really good at aid. Yeah, it'd be nice to dig up the neutronium, but you really can't. Somewhat disappointed that no one's died this stream. See, everyone's always looking for the deaths. It's kind of like when you watch racing. A lot of people like to watch racing not to see the cars finish, but to see the cars crash. I feel like we've made pretty good progress this stream, actually. Let's see. Well, this is all neutronium over here. This is the side of the world. I should really dig in and get this algae that's over here. Except that we're going to have to cut through all this abyssalite, which I hate doing. Just because, I mean, not only will we let all this hydrogen out, but it just takes forever to dig through it. There isn't even a pocket of algae down here hiding anywhere. Yeah, we really need to start producing slime. Or transforming slime into algae. We'll make our own. Oh, well, Caitlin, you're a special scenario, though. Have a dude play Oni on the office computer? How meta. A duplicant sitting in the game playing Oxygen Not Included. Connect the batteries on the top. You're right. I totally forgot about those. I done forgot I did. Food is decayed again. Doesn't matter where I put it. I can't keep that stuff. I can't keep that stuff from going bad. Maybe I should put it in the bathroom, oddly enough. I kind of want to relocate this algae deoxidizer and stick it over here instead. So it would build up pressure from here and press down this way. Well, it'd still end up with CO2 that's trapped here, but it would stop rising all the way up this side here at least. Kind of irritating. You're not giving Caitlin a chance to count deaths. Oh, well, that's a shame. She hasn't had to do a lot of death counting in many of the games I've played, actually. If you convert slime into algae, you'll produce polluted water, and then that can be purified, so it's a win-win. You're right. Food in the bathroom? I mean, who doesn't eat in the bathroom? Gosh. Right? Am I right? E. coli. There's no better topping for a sandwich than a good old helping of E. coli. That says tasty. Let's sweep up what we have here. Can't get that one. There's some algae down here, though. So I'm going to build a ladder. And we'll dig all this junk out. We'll get ourselves some algae. Get ourselves some slime, too, I guess. And I'm going to cancel this because there's more algae over here, so we're going to dig that out. Now, the trouble with this algae is it's all full of Slimelung. So this is like the nasty algae. Oh, some of it's not. Most of it is. But with all the chlorine in here, hopefully we'll... Oh, you know what? I'm getting all kinds of polluted oxygen here. Which I should not do. If we can convert this into regular oxygen, because what's going to happen is all the Slimelung spores are going to start to fly around in here. And that's not cool. So let's do a little door over here. Algae in the Slimelung infested slime. Yeah, it's good times. Good times. I stopped making lice loaf. I already turned it off. Yeah, I'm intending to convert this into clean oxygen. It's air. It's stinky air, but it's air. Yeah, they can breathe it, but it'll ultimately carry Slimelung and they'll get sick. We don't want to do that too much. I'm just going to convert it to clean air. Over here, I'm going to need more of these mesh tiles. And let's get our biodistillers set up. So, in refinement, we want algae distillers. Oh, these are pretty tall, yeah. Let's dig all this out. Make some more room. And we got a whole big, like, algae production line going here. Why can't I put that? Oh, right, duh. There we go. These are all going to need power. And I already just built the door. Of course I did. I am so smart. SMRT. I mean SMART. This is all going to pass right over there because I'm going to send that all the way over to the other side of the colony. There we go. We need plumbing here too because this is going to produce a good chunk of polluted water. Like so. And we'll connect all these onto this little line. There. Now they have a new choice. Slimelung infested cavern. Yeah, they can go hang out down there. It's super germy. If we can convert most of the polluted oxygen that's in here into clean oxygen, though, then we'll actually end up with a pretty clean space. Put some tile in here. Oh, look at this. We got more metal here I can grab, too. I should grab that. Nice thing about the metal is it doesn't carry Slimelung. Your mushrooms need slime as well, though. Might not need as much. Well, I'm going to dig a whole bunch down here in the swamp biome, so we should end up with a surplus of slime. Love when you queue up a bunch of stuff and they go to bed. I know, right? It's like constantly. Oni mass destruction. Okay, what have we got over here? Oxygen is in good shape. Algae is getting low again. 3,244 kilograms. That's not even kilograms. That's weird. That's a very small amount of algae we have there. I thought I got a little bit more than that. You know what? I actually have algae up here. We have some in the ceiling. I can just dig it out here. It's not even in like a nasty space. Look at that. It's almost like I kept it there on purpose. I definitely didn't, but... will the water come from the slime distillers have germs? I mean, it's distilling. No, it should come out as clean, clean dirty water, if that makes any sense. Empires of the Undergrowth. I played that a little bit. That was kind of fun, yeah. I played it a long time ago, though, when it was just like a demo, just a couple little levels. Hello in Argentina. Welcome to the stream. If not, just send it through the water purifier. Yeah, the water purifier will clean out a certain amount of germs also. And we are definitely going to send this through a water purifier. Eventually. I mean, this level of water, although it looks like a tiny amount, it actually will last for quite a bit. Some more algae here. Give to me the algaes. Nobody's sick yet, which is good. Biodistillers will have Slimelung polluted water. Well, we'll see. You're probably right. But if you send the Slimelung polluted water through a water purifier, it will clean it a certain amount. We shall see. All right, so I'm going to have to destroy this door because, again, I'm going to do the little wire thing. Bum, bum, bum. But, oh, yeah, so, again, always off to bed. You can disable or deconstruct your second water pump if you wanted to. Yeah, I took a look at that, but ultimately you don't really need to. It doesn't draw any power unless it's running anyway. So it's largely just sitting there, and it's not really in the way. So I'm not in a rush to get rid of it. If I need metal or something, I can go break it down. We'll get some back that way. Which isn't too bad. Break my door! There we go. Oh, come on. There we go. And then we can put the door on top. Doors have plugs in them. You can send the wire through that. Yep, but then it powers the door, and I hate powering the doors. There doesn't really seem to be any real benefit to powering the door, except it consumes power. I wanted to do some more oxygen over here. What do you mean? Mechanized airlock. Why is it showing the little rubble thingy? That's strange. I hope they still build that wire. I don't think they're going to now. I put the door down too soon. Go me. Yep. Ah. It's too picky. Let's get a couple of oxygen things going down here. So we'll do a couple of the odorizers. Then we'll skim out some of this nastiness. Produce all kinds of oxygen down here, which is good. This is all functioning now. So we're getting some algae production, which is also good. Man, things are just trucking along now. We'll keep an eye on the water, but hopefully... Oh, I don't have an output spout yet. We're probably going to need that, otherwise this whole system's going to grind to a halt. There we go. No, you're right, Loki. It absolutely does send the power through it. I just don't like powering the doors because it doesn't really give you any real benefit for the power you spend on it. It's still only available as a demo, but according to Steam, will be released in autumn 2017. Oh, I thought it was already out. I don't know why I thought that. Heat is going to be an issue with that many running. Yep, probably. Probably. Maybe we can get it hot enough down here. We'll kill off some germs. Angel's been busy with school and hurricane and other stuff, so she hasn't been able to make the streams. Yeah, I haven't seen Angel around in a while. Don't forget to replace the door. Yep. Thank you. Stick that on there. I mean, these are cleaning the air pretty fast, so it might not even let the polluted air out. Actually, there's a lot of chlorine in here, too. Okay, this is going well. Let's check the water here. Yeah, we are getting little bits of, yeah, it is definitely germ-laden water that it's putting out. Purify the slime with the scorching fire and magma. It's a long way to dig down to get to the magma, and when I've done it before, you dump the water in, and it really quickly cools the magma down on you. Like, definitely much too fast. Okay, so I'm going to dig all the way over to here. Let's do a little bit more of this fancy mesh tile. We'll dig into this biome. If I can get the dig tool to work. So I'm going to dig all the way over to here, and then we're going to dig upwards. And this will be where we can send our wire. Actually, I don't want to do that. Cancel. Get it right down next to the building. Okay, so we can send our heavy watt wire all the way up here, and then that way I can put a heater in here, and that will help heat up this water. That'll kill off the germs, and then we'll be able to clean the water and do something useful with it. Yeah, I hope Angel's okay. Was she right in the area that was affected by the hurricane? Yeah, the Slimelung does go away in the water. It doesn't survive there. The food poisoning germs will live in the water, but the Slimelung doesn't. If you look at like any of the biomes that have polluted water in them, even though they're connected to the Slimelung, there's no pollution in them. It just dies off. Even here, you can see, well, the germs are going up because we're actually adding all the germy water, but once the water hits the magma, it becomes granite or some other solid rock, right? Yeah, it turns it into obsidian is what it turns into, I think. I could be mistaken, but I think it turns into obsidian. It might be going down a bit. No, it's definitely climbing. 54,000. It's going up. It's not going down. There's a point apparently where you can get enough water pressure where the germs will go downward. Like, so here at the bottom of the pool, it's going down. At the top of the pool, it's going up. It's kind of weird that way. 62,000, 61,000. Apparently water pressure is enough to actually kill off some of the germs if you can get a large enough standing column of water. 59,000 and climbing. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm going to heat it up anyway just to it'll definitely get rid of it better that way. So what do the distillers do? The distillers take slime and they convert it into algae, which we can then use to supply our machine. So now you notice I haven't dug up any algae in a little bit, but we're back up at like 2,249 kilograms of it. So we're producing lots of algae down here. They also produce, there's like an output they have, other than algae, I thought. And then polluted water is what they're also producing. And they're consuming a fair amount of power to do it. However, we kind of have power to spare now with our generator. And actually, I could put a third one of them in here. And I probably should make space for that, because we're going to need it eventually. Yeah, Sakura's Angel. Yeah, it's some pretty seriously germy water. But if we can heat it up, it will go away. It doesn't seem to take a lot. Take down the wall between the two pools of dirty water. And the algae producer is the bigger... Blah, blah, blah. Oh, over here, you mean? Yeah, actually, there's a little bit of algae we can grab here, too, even. We'll get that. This can go. This water here, I could pump out and clean also. So I mean, we actually have lots of potential sources of water. The hard part is going to be that I have a bunch of plumbing tubes and stuff here, so we'll have to get past all that. I guess I could pump it into this space maybe, and then pump it from there over, which is kind of a waste. Or just connect to this piping and then send it out. That's probably the better way to go. So in here, if I put like a water purifier, I could pump the water from anywhere down here and send it to the water purifier, connect it to this pipe, and get it going all the way back to our main water reserve. Again, it'll take sand and power, but we will need the water. This is still continuing to go down because the water level was actually up in the middle of that floor not that long ago. Who's wheezing? Stop gasping. You're not allowed to gasp. Good amount of gas in there, too. Good. Hello, robots. Welcome to the stream. Finally got a stream after binging on the old Oni videos. I'm kind of coming towards the end of the stream. I normally play until about midnight Eastern time. Which maybe about 5 minutes from now, actually. Dun, dun, dun. Come on, Buell. Those are algae. Algae's holding steady now. So this is... Actually, these 5 are probably going to be enough to produce everything we need for now. So now what I need is just for them to dig for me over here. So we can get our fancy heavy watt wire scenario going. I don't need this. That's good. So we've solved for the algae problem. So we're going to have a good, consistent supply of oxygen. We've solved for power. CO2 is still a bit of an issue because we got it all squished up here, and I don't really have a good way to get rid of it right now. But these 3 little algae terrariums down here are kind of helping to control it a bit. Probably should see if I can position this light a little bit better. Oh, you know what? Maybe if we do a ceiling light. Oh, that's way better. I'm going to do a ceiling light, and we'll get rid of this one. Deconstruct that. And I'll do a ceiling lamp here to shine some light down on my fancy algae terrariums. That's going to have to be connected to a power supply. Boop. There we go. Food is decayed. It's always decaying. If you have power, you may want to swap to fridges. Yeah, at some point I probably will. Again, I have kind of a surplus of food at the moment, so it's not a super huge priority for me. Although I'm going to want to get that taken care of. I think we're running out of water. Yeah, we definitely are. So our next scenario is really going to be about producing water ultimately. So we've got lots of pockets of polluted water now, and most of them are germ-free. So this whole one down here is germ-free. This one is not because we're adding germs to it, but over time they'll die off. This one's full of germs, but if we can heat it up enough and clean it, then we can take the water that's in there and make use of it, which would be good. The aqua tuner would certainly take care of that for us. Except the aqua tuner is like, it's just a huge energy drain. It takes more power than you can get from one of the natural gas generators, which seems like kind of a waste. Unless you have like just a whole bunch of them dedicated solely to the purpose of working the aqua tuner. But I also haven't found a steam geyser, and I'm starting to wonder if we're going to. Because we've expanded out to a fairly large visible area, and there's no steam geyser in sight here. And that's ultimately where I think you get the most benefit. Oh, look at that. There's even still a little piece of oxalite. I think that's ultimately where you get the benefit from the aqua tuner, is you can use it to cool off steam geyser water. So you've got like a double function there. You can kill germs in one space and cool off water also at the same time. But I'm going to call it a wrap on the stream tonight. We'll come back next time, and we'll focus on solving some of our water problems, and we'll expand out the colony a little bit farther. Thank you to everyone who came out to watch the stream. If you don't currently subscribe to the channel, then certainly consider clicking on that subscribe button. Love to have you come back. And if you do that, then I also recommend hitting the bell that's next to subscribe as well, because they don't always give you notifications unless you've got that little notification bell checked off. If you're interested in sponsoring the channel, there's a little button there you can click on the sponsor. As we build up the number of sponsors we have, we'll get more custom emojis that people who sponsor the channel can use. Right now we just have the one, but it'll be kind of cool as it grows, and we can add to those as well. But thanks everyone for watching the stream. I'm as always CrypticFox. I'll see all of you next time.